So in this episode, I'm going to be showing you how to replace an entry door. So make sure you stay tuned. Hey there friends, welcome to Fix This House. If you're new to the channel, consider pressing the subscribe notification bell so you can always be tuned on DIYs, how-to videos, and product reviews that I do within this channel. In today's video, it's nothing fancy, it's just a DIY tutorial on how to replace a door or your entry door or whatever door you're trying to replace. It's pretty much the same concept. This is for my newer subscribers or my newer homeowners out there that are trying to renovate their home and they want to figure out how to pretty much replace the door. This one is fairly old. We've been in this house for a couple of years now, so it's time for me to just replace this. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to go unhinge this or unbolt it from the hinges. Easy access to that. You just got to go in here. 1, 2, 3. So my tip for you is I would start with the middle, bottom, and then last one would be at the top so that your door doesn't end up tipping over, especially if you're doing this by yourself. Next step is we're going to take out the door trim. This one is caulked at the end right here, so I'm just going to go cut it up. So I'm just going to use my utility knife all the way down. Just take out the trim here. So now that you've taken out the trim on both sides, now we're going to take out the door framing. So it's either going to be screwed or nailed into the door rough opening. So this one is screwed on. We're just going to find every single screw and unscrew that. If you do have nails, what you can do is you can get an oscillating tool or a sawzall and cut those along this frame. And you're just going to jam that sawzall blade through this insulation and just cut around it. In this case, we're going to try to get away from that. Maybe we're going to end up using it, but I'm going to try unscrewing each one of these first. See that? The past owner used drywall screws to set this in place, which is not right, by the way. So this is probably the most ghettoest door threshold I've ever made. Yeah, once you take out the door frame, it's as easy as pulling it out like that. Now, if you have sensors like this, make sure, don't forget to take them out. These usually are attached by a double-sided tape. Make sure you save that. Gonna be a mess, guys, because you're gonna have insulation on the side that you're gonna be, if you want, you can scrape them off or you can just leave it there. The door frame is not screwed in. It is nailed on. Easier way to do it is just use your reciprocating saw or your sawzall. And yes, I am Filipino. I'm going to be working with slippers on. This piece of wood that's making this opening restrictive. So I'm going to need to take my sawzall again and take this out. So with all that demoing, scraping off the old insulation, it's time for you to do some cleanup. So just get your vacuum. So it looks like we got everything cleaned up. Now from here to here, so there you go, a lot better. Now we have some room to put on our shims. A rough opening is 32.5 because this door is 31.5 actual size, so we got 32.5. So help me do my math here. 32.5 minus 31.5, we got 1 inch, so we got ½ inch buffer on each side. We can fit this in like so. I have enough space like so. There you go, to get in here. And we're pretty much done. Just kidding. Now we're gonna go and shim it up and align it. Everything will swing perfectly when we open this door. Okay, so let's go on this side so that I can show you how to shim it. I'm gonna carefully open this door because it's not screwed into the rough opening yet. I got here is a 4-foot level. If you could get yourself a longer one, even better. Place it against one side and you can see that this is not leveled. So you got to move the door frame to that right there. So we got to fill in that gap. And how we can do it is we can use shims and wedge it between there. I'm going to be using these shims. Again, all the tools, materials, if you need them, I'll leave the link on the description down below. Just check out, click that more button down below right there, and it'll show you the list of all the items that I use in this video to better help you out and make it easier for you to get the materials. Okay, so I'm going to take my shims, stacking them up as needed, and I'm going to just shove it in there all the way across, because we're going to use this to screw it in on both sides. I might need a couple of more shims. But yeah, it's still, we're getting there for good measure. So there you go. Now I got my shim in there. It's all nice and leveled. Then I can screw this onto the frame, just this portion, and work my way around if you're working by yourself. Before you start screwing anything on the wall, you want to make sure that the floor is leveled. So this one is leveled, so it's good. We're good. We don't got to put any shims or any additives underneath here, so we're fine. So I'm going to be using 3-inch screws. Okay, friends? 3-inch screws is the way to go, especially if you're doing entry door. You want to have the longest screw so that you have enough screw to go from your door frame to the framing of the house. If you need 3-inch screws, I'll leave the link on the description down below. Part right here is completely optional. It's totally up to you. What I like to do before I go screw this in, I just don't go screw right in. I want to go and pre-drill some holes, because if I go straight screw, it will crack the framing if this thing is leveled. Okay, so there we go. Take my 3-inch screw. Now it will shift, but not too much, so it's still leveled right there, even though you screwed it in. I like to do one in the middle, one at the top, one in the bottom. That should be enough to hold this door in place. Still leveled. Get my other level, my longer level, leveled in the bottom, nice and leveled at the top. So I'm just going to take my door and just test it out. It's not moving at all. If you look at the door frame, you can see that the door frame and the door itself has a nice, even, continuous gap. Now we can go to this side of the door and shim that part. Here's a test. When you close the door, it doesn't swing open by itself, because you know that this thing is leveled. Okay, let's shim the other side and let's do the test again. So for me, I like to put the shims right on top of the hinges, right there. I'm gonna check for level. Yep. Notice how this door is not moving at all. See, usually if you know that the door is uneven, it will start moving back like that. But no, this one, you swing it like that, and it stops where it is because it's nice and leveled. Now we gotta cut the shims. And what we're gonna use is an oscillating tool right here. I'm just gonna cut those off. Yeah, easy as that. Bunch of these shims left over. I suggest you don't waste them. Gather them up, use them again for a next project. There's no point of throwing them away. These shims are, I know, inexpensive, but you don't want to, you know, waste material. So before I throw this label away, here's the door that I used, and there's the measurement. Here's all the information, so feel free to pause the video or freeze it right there if you want to learn all the specs that I use within this video. This is the door. I'm going to use this great stuff, and I'm going to spray the crevices right here, the cracks. There you go, friends. That's how easily you can just install a brand new door if you want to replace your old one. This has a threshold from the outside. This is an outside door. It's a steel door. So this is what I wanted because it's going to be the garage. Did not install the deadbolt and the doorknob. I made a lot of videos on how to install those. So this one already came installed with the trim, which is super convenient. You don't have to go and install one. It's already made for the outside. Again, friends, if you have any questions on how to install this, again, there are many different ways on how to install a door. This is just my version. I know there's going to be other videos out there that's going to be telling, or you're probably going to be commenting, that's how you do it, how you do it. If you have other methods or what I could have done differently or what could have done easily, kindly leave it in the description down below. Leave it in the comment section and share with the community. Again, friends, if you found this video super helpful, again, if you're interested on any of the materials that I use in this video, all the tools, all the materials, I'll leave all those links on the description down below. Thank you so much for watching, friends. If you made it this far, kindly hit that like, subscribe, notification bell, and I'll see you, friends, on the next video.